So, we meet again. What's going on? You Upstart? Back on my shit? What the hell are you guys doing? What? Oh, I'm fine. Thank you for asking. It's good to be here. Um, Thanks for joining me again. Thanks to all the new subscribers. Thanks to all the homies that shouted me out. The Kid and the Doctor and Bauer and freaking Pat at Ground Zero and all y'all. Much love. Cheers. Thank you. Today, I think I'm gonna do the first of what will probably be kind of a. Got this little fucking glare going on. I'm gonna just go with it. It's beaming cosmic energy up into my shit. It's good. Anyway, yeah. So I thought I would just like pick a random ass record label that I have like most of their shit and go through it. Like late 70s, early 80s punk rock shit. There's so many tiny little labels that did cool little runs of fucking 5, 10, 20 records, Just a little fucking chunk in time of a certain scene or a certain sound or a certain city or whatever. And that shit's interesting to me because usually when you find a good one, you can just fucking buy every goddamn release on that label and know it's gonna be good shit. So today I quite randomly picked Upstart Records out of California, which is a slightly mysterious label to me. I don't know a hell of a lot about the label itself. It put out records in 1983 and 1984, like hardcore punk shit from California. There's like not a lot of fucking info out there on this label. If anybody knows some shit on this label, like put it in the comments because I'm interested. I was trying to look it up. There ain't shit out there. You can find shit on these bands, but like the label itself, I don't know who the fuck was doing it. If it was one of the guys from the bands or just some fucking sugar daddy that loved putting out teenagers' records, I don't know. Anyway, they put out only 5 fucking records. The first one is this goddamn thing. CircleOne. This is the Patterns of Force LP. This fucking little soldier skeleton. I like him. There you got Upstart Records down at the bottom. I haven't tried calling their phone number. Maybe I'll try that. So Homedale Street, LA, California. This is the first release on Upstart. Somebody fucking got some junk on mine. It's a little stained, but it's okay. Got the cross gun star CircleOne logo. There's a lot going on there, but that's okay. It's cool looking. What else do we got here? You heard CircleOne? You tried these fuckers out? I think I got some cool shit inserts in this one. I don't remember. I haven't looked at this in a while. Check this out. It's like a fucking show flyer. Yeah. CircleOne with Red Cross and RF7. It's fucking sick show. 1981, man. I would have liked to have gone to that. But I was only 1, and I lived on the other side of the country, so it didn't happen. Look at this fucking thing too, man. Another cool ass fucking flyer in here. Look at this one, it's nuts. Like written in pencil on like paper at school. CircleOne at the Pico Rivera Sports Arena with Agent Orange, Bad Religion, Channel 3, China White, The Crowd, The Detours, Fear, Social Distortion, Stingers, Unit 3, TSOL, Vectors, and Wasted Youth. Holy fuck, man. That's a lineup, right? I don't think these came normally with the record. I think I just got a fucking lucky copy that had these 2 fucking flyers in there, which is a goddamn total score. And well worth the cover stains. Good trade. Anyway, CircleOne, if you couldn't tell by those bands that they played with, it's an early 80s California hardcore punk band. They are interesting. Musically, they're like right in line with what you would expect from fucking that time period. You know, fucking TSOL, Adolescents, Circle Jerks, fucking California hardcore punk from the 80s. It's good. The singer has a fucking weird-ass voice to me. I don't always love it. Like, I used to have a bootleg of this years ago that I fucking traded away because I was like, yeah, I don't know. Guy's voice kind of blows. But then different days I hear it, I'm like, yeah, this is pretty fucking sick. So I ended up buying it back and found this fucking better copy anyway. But he's got like a... I would compare him more than anyone else to maybe the dude from TSOL singing, you know? But with none of like the gothy bits. But like doing like singing instead of fucking snarling or yelling. Or what some of the other California hardcore bands were doing, you know? It's still like a fucking pretty aggressive vocal style, but it's not like tough sounding. And he has like odd note choices sometimes. It's super weird, but I guess I wouldn't expect anything else from these dudes. Well, that dude, specifically John Macias, or John... I'm not sure how to say his name. I'm gonna go with Macias. But, that dude deserves a fucking movie on his life. I mean, by all accounts, the singer of this band was a madman. Like, a wild dude in a couple different ways. The stories about him are crazy and intriguing and interesting, and like there should be, from somebody in the fucking know, needs to make a book or a movie or something about this dude, right? He was like one of the tough guys in the scene for sure, by all accounts, in a good way and a bad way. In a good way that like if the cops like showed up, he would like be one of the only fucking kids there, because I mean it's fucking grown-ass cops with weapons picking on teenagers, beating these fuckers up at punk shows in the early 80s in California, right? But this dude would be like the one dude that was like big and fucking tough, and he like, there's one story where he like fucking took the cop's fucking stick from him and fucking started beating the fucking cop up when the cop was kicking a kid's ass. I know Rollins told some story, I think it's somewhere on YouTube or in one of his books or something, about cops trying to fuck with them when they're hanging out at Okie Dogs, and fucking dude from CircleOne just like stares the cop down, and the cop just like walks away and is like, oh, never mind, you fucking creeped him out. So dude was tough, and he could use that to help, and he could also use that to hurt. By all accounts, he definitely did get violent at times and cause injuries. It seemed like more often than not he was promoting unity in the punk scene and trying to promote positivity, but then he had like this fucking Jekyll and Hyde side, it seems. I don't know, man. I'm just filtering the stories I've heard. The guy had just a wild go through this life, man. Like, he had this little fucking gang called the Family that was all circled around him, and like most accounts I've heard is like it was like a straight up for real kick your ass gang. Some people try to soften it, and apparently it started, he was like taking in the homeless punk kids, and like, man, I don't know, he just had like some weird mental shit going on. You know, he like got into. I remember in the Another State of Mind movie, he's in there and he was like hanging out in the when they had that weird section of like punk rockers that got into Christianity, right? I don't know. The guy, he just had a lot of fucking, a lot of things going on. This guy, his life is almost more interesting than his record, maybe. The stories on this dude. He ended up dying young at like 29. He fucking was down on one of the piers in Santa Monica or something, and like he was like preaching about the Lord or something, and fucking a security guard was like giving him a hard time about it, and he threw the fucking security guard off of the pier, and then the cops came and fucking shot his ass. They're like, he had a weapon, but of course he did not have a weapon. He just got killed by the cops for throwing a security guard off of the pier. There's just like a million crazy stories with CircleOne guy. But musically, it's like TSOL, but without the fucking gothy shit. Just straight up early 80s hardcore punk. So that's Upstart Records number 1. I'm going to skip number 2 for now. We'll get back to that and go to number 3. Number 3, it's Red Scare. What is this? Then There Were None. The Red Scare, Then There Were None LP. Check these out. Got Bobby Bratt on vocals. Really good female vocals. I dig this record. I dig her voice. This is 1984, made in the USA. Upstart Records. These guys kind of bounce back and forth between like the rockin' songs are like an American hardcore band with like an American Becky Bondage singing. You know, kind of when she's singing, her melodies are they kind of follow that same path of hanging on to certain notes and bending certain notes. It reminds me of Becky Bondage a little bit. But then every once in a while, every couple songs, they'll flip and do a little more death rocky, gothy kind of Susie and the Banshees inspired kind of fucking like early Susie shit. And she sings both styles fucking pretty great. That all flows together real well. Here's some labels for you. Pretty groovy. Red Scare, great record. For Grand Theft Audio did a CD reissue of this with a bunch of extra stuff. Same thing with CircleOne. Grand Theft Audio did CD for. That label was great for CDs in the 90s when you couldn't find this shit living in fucking Western New York. So that was cool. I would recommend this record. It rules. You can get down with the girl vocals, and if you can't, then the hell. Why not? It's good. Then we're going to skip number 4. I'll tell you why later. We'll come back to it. Just fucking bear with me and let's go to number 5. The last release on this label is fucking Stalag 13, In Control. Oh, man. This fucking record kills. Look at that. Upstart Records, number 5. Yeah. That's it. Number 5. It's the last one they made. Stalag 13 is an hardcore band. Just means a fucking hardcore band from Oxnard, California. Man, I just saw these guys a couple weeks ago at one of the punk rock bowling after parties. It was them and False Confession and Dr. No and Ill Repute. Total nardcore show was fucking killer. These guys opened and fucking slayed. They got this jam here, first jam on here. Conditioned. It's just like one of those perfect jams. It's like for this style, it's a perfect song. False Confession, compared to the other nardcore stuff, they have that same sound, but these guys I think are a little more on the posy sounding side, like Minor Threaty 7 Seconds-y influenced nardcore, maybe. This is cool. It's got the printed inner sleeve. They did it right on this fucking thing. They printed on that. That's kind of a good idea. Probably save you a little cash than getting a whole extra thing printed up, right? This record fucking slays. It's fast hardcore punk from 1984 on Upstart Records. It's good. Okay, so what happened? We skipped 2 of them, right? And that's because I have this problem I can't solve. If you guys can help me solve it, then we all win fucking some kind of points and knowledge prizes. So fucking help me out. Okay, because we had, 1, 3, and 5. Which means what the fuck is 2 and 4? I don't know. Now I got this one here that is either Upstart Records 2 or Upstart Records 4, right? This is Kilroy. Believe in the ruins. Okay? This does not have the fucking number on it, man. Doesn't say what fucking number it is, but it does say Upstart Records. So it's gonna be either 2 or 4, I bet you. But I don't know which one. Man, check this out. It's kind of a rarity for the California punk rock shit. A straight up spiky hair dude. There's a mohawk guy out in the crowd. Like, for early California, for some reason you don't see that as much as you did in early UK 80s punk or 90s punk anywhere, you know. These guys, not only hair-wise, but also musically, were definitely more influenced by what was happening in England at the time than a lot of those other California bands. And it's cool. They do a good job at it. They got like... Look at this guy. What's he gonna do with that? See, he's holding... I don't know what this guy's doing. He's got the master tape for their album. Oh, man. I think they're mad at Mystic Records. That's what's going on. Look at this shit. Holy shit. I just pieced this together now. I never read it before. Look at this is like the pathway up to Mystic Records here. And he's fucking got their master tapes here in an axe. And he's fucking pissed. Because their album, well, they don't have this is their only 12-inch. They have a 7-inch that came out before this. Sounds like they, along with many others, were not happy with the deal they struck with Doug Moody. Doug Moody of Mystic, right? So also starring Peter Test-Tube from Peter and the Test-Tube Babies as the hero, Doug Moody as the villain. So it looks like Kilroy's a little bit pissed off at Mystic Records and Doug Moody. They made their whole cover about it. I'm sorry, fellas. I hope Upstart Records treated you better. This side they tried. Look at this. Nothing. That would have been a great side to write what fucking number of Upstart Records releases this was. Didn't happen. Anyway, so you got some songs that are closer to regular ass 80s hardcore punk. You got some stuff that's like more UK 82 sounding, and what I didn't mention already was a couple songs sound like 70s DOA on here, I thought. It's all good. I'd recommend it. So then the last release on Upstart Records is fucking Stukas Over Bedrock. So this is either number 2 or number 4, whichever fucking one Kilroy isn't, this one is. And that's all 5 releases on the fucking label. This record is pretty fun. Back to the Stone Age. This is a little tricky. There's fucking 5 different covers for this. 5 different fucking picture sleeves that you could get if you purchase this fucking thing. They all came out at the same time. This one's called Back to the Stone Age. Some of them are called Life Like Yogi, like depending what fucking cover you get, it might even have a different name of the fucking release. But either way, you're getting the same record inside. And this is pretty funny. I mean, if you couldn't tell by the fact that they have a fucking Flintstones reference in their band name, and the fact that the first song, Life Like Yogi, talks about another fucking cartoon. They're like silly time, funny, fun, punk. Funny, silly, funky, punky, hardcore. It's not funky, but it is funny shit if you're into the irreverent kind of not so serious shit. He's like, I just want to live like Yogi Bear, dress real red and dye my hair. Some shit like that. It's pretty catchy and pretty fucking good. I think you should try it. You should just try it out. I mean, give it fucking 32 seconds on YouTube. Stuka's Over Bedrock, Life Like Yogi. If that doesn't hook you by the time you get through the first chorus, then whatever. Try fucking Kilroy. Or definitely try Static 13. That shit rules. Or maybe try this. Or maybe try this. Look at this. 5 records we were blessed with. By the mighty Upstart Records. Out of California. Out of LA. In 1983. Out in 1984. Never to be heard from again. Man, somebody fill me in on what the fucking story is with that label. There is a fucking bootleg that purports to be Upstart Records number 6. That's like a fucking Static 13 7-inch. That's unofficial release. The band didn't sanction it. It has nothing to do with Upstart Records. It's like some bootleg shit. And it's, I think, old demos. So it's probably a cool record. But it's not the real Upstart Records. And therefore, it is not fucking included in this goddamn video. Man, I thought this one was going to be shorter because I was only talking about 5 records instead of like 20, but I just fucking keep talking like a goddamn son of a gun. But there's so many weird stories about CircleOne guy. I don't know, man. That's like, if you got like nothing to do with your life, look that fucker up, man. There's some fucking tales. There's some tales to be heard. Right? Anyway, I'll see you around, you know. Probably gonna do some more labels in the future. I mean, anyone that I have like a good chunk of and they have like under 20 releases, I'm gonna fucking just like talk about these random ass labels because it's the kind of shit I like to find, man. Fucking D-list, C-list, fucking hardcore punk from the 80s, man. It's my jam. But we'll be doing 70s labels too because there's just as many, if not more, fucking good 70s punk labels that did the same thing, had a fucking short run of fucking killers. So, you know what? There's some metal labels that do that too. Well, I think we're doing punk and hardcore for now. We might get into some metal shit some other day. Anyway, see you around. Take it easy.